Good morning, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen here, and we'll get a little amulet out there. Today, we're going to read from the Jewish Spiritual Guidebook, and I got a million books from Jill. Jill has parted ways and is in Sri Lanka now. Blessings to my new and old friend Jill, to incredibly rock the world on the other side. So happy journeys to life and everybody's dream. Put it together, everybody, and fix your dreams. My website's back up, relieffoundation.org. Yesterday we had a hyphen in there because I have actually two sites. Let's see if I can duplicate this here. So if you want to see either one of my sites, I'll change this one here, which is Relief. For those of you that are checking on Jeffy Fresh to see how much work I do at the station here. So we're in my studio here in Port Townsend. I'm blessed to have this book here and all of books from Jill's studio and her beautiful Phoenix Rising store of 37 years. And so it's just an honor and a blessing to be part of that breakdown and energy. She told me she went to India 50 times since she knew me. And we would have gone together if I had not stayed busy with other projects. I didn't know her for 20 years. So blessings to you, Jill, and your journeys, and we'll do something, I promise. So today, in honor of Jill and all my Jewish friends and everybody, I'm reading from the Jewish book, Listening with Spiritual Attentiveness. The Jewish spiritual guidance. Obstacles to hearing it, the call. The call to set out on a spiritual way is not one-time event. It comes throughout our lives, and it is reassuring to discover that we don't get only one chance to respond. And even when we respond to the call, we continue to call to deeper and deeper levels of commitment. Because the call is an ongoing process, we sometimes turn to the deaf ear to its charge. Our refusal to hear the call arises from a variety of factors: noise and busyness. I just swam my 30 laps, everybody. So there you go. And here's my wet head. So the immediate practical noise and busyness. The immediate practical obstacle to listening and hearing is our refusal to grow quiet. Silence is not a central fact of Jewish worship. Synagogues themselves are rather noisy. People come there for community, to be with other Jews, even in silent Amidah. The prayer for the heart and the worship service is not really silent. It is simply not said very loudly. The distinction is an important one. When we pray the Amidah, I guess that's it, the Amidah, we are not listening to we are not listening. We are saying words in our mind, in our and in our heart. Listening requires that we have no thoughts in our mind and that we are open to receptive to what may emerge. Now it is impossible to will our minds to be empty as possible to obey the command. Don't think of it as a white elephant, but there are methods by which we can free the mind. Thus, feeling the mind to be empty, receptive, without having to obey a paradoxical command not to think about anything. We can stand truly silent during the Amidah, listening for the words of the words of others to and from our prayers. Another method of promoting the experience of true silence is simply to wait for the noise to exhaust itself. This is the path I attempted with Jackie. Jackie was very busy. In addition to the actual busyness of her work and studies, she created an interior busyness, and by maintaining as much background noise as possible. As soon as she came home, she turned on the TV to keep her company. When she was not actually asleep, she was either engaged in conversation with people who were present, talking on the phone, or suffering surfing on the internet. Even when she was alone, walking from one place to another, she worked on lists in her mind. How many lists do you have today, tomorrow, or before? I suggested a weekend away from her phone, her computer, and her books, other people. The idea terrified her. She came up with all sorts of objections. Her first objection was that it was very Jewish. It was very un-Jewish. Judaism is a communal religion. Why practice silence and solitude? I remind her of the Psalm statement, "Be still and know that I am Spirit." P.S. 46:11. She thought she would be bored. I assured her that the person she would meet in solitude would be sufficiently engaging to make boredom impossible. She still came up with one excuse after another. I kept returning to the same suggestion. I told her that there were stages of solitude that would be mapping the unknown territory, and although I would have preferred no words at all, I agreed that she could take a blank journal with her. Jackie would spend the weekend at a friend's empty house. She was as anxious as if she were going on a safari to uncharted territories, and like the safari traveler, she prepared for her 2 days of silence with great care. Although each person's journey is different, I did give Jackie a few suggestions to help her along the way. She should be firm with her practice, set with hours for prayer and for reading the text. I recommended that she was to eat 3 meals a day. I also warned her about the difficulties of late afternoon around 4 o'clock. Many people are at their lowest physiological ebb, and the hour when fevers tend to spike in hospitals. Spiritual guides also know that it's time when doubts attack us. The energy of the early morning hours is gone, and it's not yet time to prepare for the evening meal and the day to come to an end. She was to plan activities for that time of the afternoon. Jackie returned, animated. She had thought her greatest accomplishments would be to have survived 2 days. She viewed the retreat as analogous to her annual fast on Yom Kippur and the Day of Atonement, and the major challenge to be simply getting through it. Okay. Although there had been a few frightening moments, she had now met herself and would not be reluctant to enter into silence again. She was just beginning to realize the wealth of the inner resources she had. So the next one is impatience. So I'll read that tomorrow. So love you, everybody. Remember, I am spirit. Be still and know that I am spirit. And that today I swam my 26 laps. I normally do 30, but I want to get in the sauna and come back and read to you. So hemp hooray, everybody. And remember, we're going to be having Weeds Day tomorrow here on the same channel and on Roku. And then we're going to also be going to NOCO in a couple of weeks with my friend Noah. And so we're going to have a hemptastic time. So thank you, NOCO, and the ICFF, which is my new International Cannabis Film Festival that I'm starting, and my art auction. So I'm really excited about my art auction. So it's the morning readings, and let me put a bookmark in here. Okay, for tomorrow. And I'll get a few photographs to show you for my auction. Okay, here are some photographs for my auction. Everybody, Babengo. We're gonna auction off these babies. I've got frames and a little luggage coming by, and these are coming on board. I've been printing like a madman, and they're beautiful. I really am feeling that my new gallery, my marijuana gallery, is going to be excellent. And I've never printed these, but I am now. And because I've got green screen, everything green comes through. So that's a beauty. And hang on. Come on. Come on up there. I'll try not to get a green photo, even though marijuana is green. I'm going to also auction off some hand printed of my posters. They're really beautiful. And so those are going to be from me to you. And let's see if I can get one more to share with you here. Oh, here's a black and white one. That's a cool one. So those are my gifts to the world of art, and it's been a great morning with you all. And I'm going to say hemp hooray. It's been the morning readings with Jeffy Fresh.